This upcoming Saturday, WWE presents Backlash, the very first pay-per-view or premium live event, as they call them now, that's going to be taking place from Puerto Rico for the first time in over a decade. And what's expected to be the main event of that pay-per-view, it might be the Bad Bunny street fight match against Priest, it might be that one, but we also have the case of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes facing off against the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. And one of the few questions that a lot of people are asking themselves are, can Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar this Saturday night? Should Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar this Saturday night at Backlash after everything the American Nightmare has been through? And the very simple, the very easy answer to all of that is yes and yes. Cody Rhodes can defeat the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. And Cody Rhodes should beat Brock Lesnar at Backlash. Now, will that happen? No one knows for sure. We don't know for sure until the actual pay-per-view takes place and we get a glimpse into how the match plays out. But there are two roads WWE can take when it comes to this story, Cody Rhodes' story, which is not done yet. It's not even close to being finished, especially with Cody Rhodes having been drafted to Raw and Roman Reigns staying on SmackDown. And last Friday night, SmackDown's first edition of the draft, we have the second night of the draft tonight on Monday Night Raw. But here's the thing. If Cody Rhodes beats Brock Lesnar at Backlash, which is something I think will happen, I think it's just a certainty that will take place. Cody Rhodes will defeat Brock Lesnar in Puerto Rico. But if he does defeat the Beast Incarnate, WWE can only take two roads after that. One of which is continue this feud, continue this robbery. Don't have Brock Lesnar take no for an answer. Lesnar is going to go after Cody until he can beat and get rid of the American Nightmare himself. And we continue this feud into Night of Champions. Or maybe Lesnar takes a short hiatus and we get a rematch of this match at SummerSlam in Detroit. And the second road that the WWE could take, they could very well take both if Lesnar does take a hiatus, is that if Cody Rhodes is able to beat Brock Lesnar, that immediately puts and presents Cody Rhodes as the number one guy, the favorite to win this brand new WWE World's Heavyweight Championship tournament. Option number two, Brock Lesnar beats Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar continues to help Cody Rhodes sink to new lows in his career because he failed at WrestleMania. Now, how the match played out, he had Roman Reigns. He was going to eventually beat the Tribal Chief in the middle of the ring. He was going to become the undisputed Universal Champion. The Bloodline got involved, cost him the match, cost him his opportunity, and Reigns retained. So for Rhodes to go to Backlash, face off against the Beast Incarnate, try to get payback for what happened on the Raw after Mania, and come up short again, that's a hell of a story to start to tell for the American Nightmare. Now, there are a lot of fans that are still not over and will probably never get over the fact that Cody Rhodes lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Hell, there are people who aren't over Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 97. Who got screwed there? Bret screwed Bret. I'm perfectly comfortable stating that. But with that said, there's been a lot of speculation of whether or not Cody Rhodes and WWE is going to be telling the exact same story that they did back in 2012 with John Cena. John Cena lost to The Rock in Miami at WrestleMania. Then he beat Brock Lesnar at Extreme Rules the following pay-per-view. Then he became Mr. Money in the Bank, failed to cash in. Then won the Royal Rumble match and finally beat The Rock at WrestleMania in the main event of WrestleMania, this time for the WWE Championship. There are a lot of people speculating on whether or not that's going to happen for Cody Rhodes down the line. And to me, it's the only way to finish his story. His story needs to be finished. It needs to be done at WrestleMania. And that's next year in Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40, against Roman Reigns for that championship, for the Universal Championship. It has to be that. That's the only way Cody Rhodes redeems himself. I don't think he's going to become Mr. Money in the Bank. I do think he's going to beat Brock Lesnar at Backlash. But I don't think he's going to win the World's Heavyweight Championship. I think you got guys like Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins yet to be drafted, but I'm pretty sure he's going to end up on the red bread. And in the meantime, Roman Reigns start losing his bloodline piece by piece, little by little. We're already seeing that happen, especially with the Usos losing their main event, their WrestleMania main event rematch this past Friday on SmackDown. The Usos are pretty much gone. Not completely gone, but they are about to be banished from the bloodline, which would only leave Reigns and Solo and Paul Heyman. And then eventually down the line, Solo leaves. Eventually down the line, Paul Heyman leaves. And finally, at next year's WrestleMania, Roman Reigns loses what he values the most, what he valued over his family, the Universal Championship, being the Tribal Chief. And Cody Rhodes said this on the road to WrestleMania. Reigns is going to lose his bloodline, his family members, one by one, piece by piece. That is the story that WWE is trying to tell. And in the meantime, Cody Rhodes has to make do with what he's got. In my opinion, he has to beat Brock Lesnar. He has to fail to win Mr. Money in the Bank. He has to fail to win the World's Heavyweight Championship tournament. He has to come up short in his challenge to Rollins as world champion, possibly down the line. And eventually, Cody Rhodes will get back to Reigns at WrestleMania, and then he will be Universal Champion. That's just my entire theory and entire storyline heading into next year's WrestleMania. Again, the report saying that it's already penciled in. You don't really know for sure. I mean, it's 11 months away. Plans change. A lot of plans change. Hell, they might have Reigns retain that championship for longer than Bruno Sammartino for all we know. But as far as that goes, what do you think is going to happen at Backlash this upcoming Saturday? Do you think Cody Rhodes is going to beat Brock Lesnar? Should Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar? Or do you think the Beast Incarnate will be too much and will just bury Cody Rhodes even further down this black hole of loss and failure for the American Nightmare? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions on the comment section below. Again, tune in later on tonight to the USA Network for night 2 of the draft, where we will finally get the full, complete landscape of what Raw and SmackDown are going to look like heading into the rest of the year. So with that said, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.